Howdy ho! Welcome to Wednesday night live stream at the Den of Tools from Radio Free Las Vegas here in the quarantine zone. We're broadcasting our pirate signal out loud across the internet because you can't stop the signal. Bonus points if you get the reference. Mistake? No mistake. I'm not mistaken. Are you mistaken? How about you? Let me ask the bear. Bear, are you mistaken? He says he's not mistaken. Uh-oh. Shh. I think she heard us. Oh, look who's here. Fancy meeting you here. How are all two of you doing tonight? Oh, we got 32 people concurrently viewing. Is that a single braid? Yeah. Oh, wow. She doesn't often do the rare single braid. Usually it's a double braid, which I like. But the single braid's cute too. Diz in the house, Christopher Connor, Joe Smith and friends, Donna Raw, Bear One, of course, Yenid Serrano, but the Tool Show's on again, I know. Or did you get her text?
I did just now.
Just now. Well, if you saw my post on the, what is that, the social page or whatever, the community page on the YouTube channel, I had said that we were going to start trying to go back to, somewhat the old schedule, which is posting Monday. Hey, now.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get in frame. I'm late and all discombobulated, and I'm messing you up. Sorry.
That's all right. You always discombobulate me. And try to do a video, probably not every single day. Gotta still have time for you and the Cubs. But most days. And if we have to make up for it with a live stream, we have to make it up for it with a live stream. We were pretty busy today running a bunch of errands and stuff. The wife here she risked her life pulling some stuff out of storage. We had to get some, what I like to think of as, let's call it necessary supplies, shall we? We had to get some critical infrastructure out of storage. Not that we didn't already have some, but we figured in case, worst case scenario, better to have it here rather than have to go get it and perhaps not be able to get our paws on it as it were. Anyway, let's see what everyone else has to say here. J.R. Loza, what's going on, Bears? Joe Smith does radio too. Todd's Workshop in the house. How's it going, Todd?
Lafayette.
Jeffrey Edwards, hello from South Texas. Fort Sawdust is in the house. Hi from Corona Lockdown in Denver.
Todd's Workshop. I was running late. I promise I will go get some headgear.
No one can hear you.
Sorry about that. Todd's Workshop. I will go get some headgear. I was just running late.
Do me a favor. Loop this around the top there. Up over the little... There you go. That way you don't actually rip it out and rip the whole table down like you did at one time at band camp. That's right. All Radio Free Las Vegas. All the news that's fit to growl. And let's see here. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. Let me move the chat window over.
Oh my goodness.
So that we can both see it. How about that?
That sounds great.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
They don't also won't look like I'm looking off the to the side over there, like someone's giving me cue cards or something. But anyway, yeah, we just wanted to I know a lot of people are in shelter in place. A lot of people are self-isolating. We're social distancing. We're doing all this kind of fun stuff. And I don't want to get into a debate of whether it's appropriate or whether it's overblown. I've made my opinions on that clear from the beginning. But this is a great way to, still socialize with our friends. And also...
That my mic is on.
No, I don't think your mic is on.
Yeah, a number of people are commenting that no one can hear me. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
Wait a minute. Keep talking.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me meow? Listen, meow.
Meow, meow.
All right. There we go. Is that better? Sorry, I had the mic. I have to turn her mic off when I do videos in here.
He just doesn't want the people to hear what I have to say. He's just silencing me.
That's part of it. For your own good. Anyway, Terry Raffizer in the house. How's it going? And Steve's in here. Ridge Runner, Bushcraft, Landon Ashby, Poet 0928, Howdy from Indiana.
I think they're all loving my shirt. My Hoosier
Wow.
shirt.
It's funny. She's got the Hoosier shirt. I actually lived in Indiana. You didn't live there.
Claiming it.
She went down to, it's funny because years later, well after I had already moved out to the West Coast, she had to go on a sort of business trip and was in Indy for 3 or 4 days and just fell in love with the city, which there's not much not to love. Downtown Indy is fabulous. I used to live not too far from there over on College. It's a beautiful downtown area. Anyway, at least it used to be. Jay Benham says, at my office in Vegas, I do not work for the government. He can go fly a kite. Well, we're at our office here. So, the mic is off on the missus too, not just me. Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure. I'm making sure people can hear you.
Tony Ringtail is saying, hey, just an FYI, the notice on your tube's main page says 11 p.m. It'll probably confuse some people.
Oh, let me see if I can change that.
Oopsies.
Why don't you talk to the nice people?
It's great.
Why does it say 11 p.m.?
I don't know, honey.
Mm.
How is everyone doing? You're covering the chat window, so I will read what I can. I'm glad you guys can hear me now. It looks like most of you are spending time at home. A number of you are saying you're farmers or that you are considered an essential business. And I just have to say, I always appreciate people who are working in stores, who, when I go out and about and interact with them, I always appreciate them and say thank you. Like every single time.
She does. It gets a bit awkward.
It does. Especially if we go to the same place. It's funny. My local grocery store, they know. They're like, oh, yeah, you're the thank you lady.
Now she's like, thank you for working. They're like, we get paid, right?
Or they have this like really like deer caught in the headlights look. And they're like, is today a holiday? Like, am I not getting holiday pay and I didn't know? So I just want to say that I really appreciate people every day. But even more so now. I think most people are still great people on the inside. I think some people are really scared. And so when people are scared, they do things that they wouldn't necessarily do.
They make stupid choices is what you're saying?
They do. I mean, I think sometimes I took Eleanor to the grocery store because I realized I had tried talking to the kids and I think that they really couldn't comprehend it without seeing it.
You're kind of whispering.
I'm going to beat you with a stick. I took Eleanor to the store yesterday so that she could see what it was like. And can you turn my mic up?
Keep talking.
And when we asked her what she thought when we came home, what she said was people were walking around with this look. And I think what she was trying to articulate is it's just a look of confusion and people were just feeling lost. So it was interesting. Hey, Griffey. So anyways, have gone off on a tangent, but I just want to say everybody who is still working, I super appreciate you. And I hope that you don't take away negative feelings from people who are just stressed out monkeys.
Yeah. As I tried to say in one of my videos, don't let them remove your humanity. Don't let them make you lose your honor and your dignity and your self-respect by making choices that you wouldn't normally make just because they did something. Christina Marie
says no eggs anywhere. Message me. I know
we
we're
have
not
them all.
We don't have them all.
We do.
But we have a lot of eggs. Griffin, are you still behind me? So message me and I will figure out a way to get some eggs to you. I'm sure that they're going to be restocking eggs, but I definitely have some that I can share.
Yeah, it's not like the chickens have coronavirus. They're going to keep laying.
You are really special sometimes, honey. I just want everyone to know that he is all mine.
All yours.
All mine.
Keep going. I'm still trying to figure this out.
So it looks like Is it Taser? Says, I'm still working HVAC. Love my job. Thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Taser also says, first time seeing the bear.
Where?
I know.
Oh, does he mean Corum behind you?
Yes. Hello from Nashville, Tennessee. Harbor of Doom. So he says too late. Not sure what that's in response to. Yeah, Ridge Runner Bushcraft says maybe people will wake up now and realize that there's nothing wrong with being a little more prepared than they normally do. I think that's definitely true. I think a lot of people, have gotten very comfortable with just being able to go to the store at any time, and get what they need. And that should still be the case, except for some people feel like they need 27,000 rolls of toilet paper.
If she wanted this?
No. You can have
Diet
water.
soda.
Water.
He never drinks this stuff. Why would he ask that?
Tony Ringtail says, I was fired from my job unfairly just before the whole fiasco started.
Oh.
But it's very much hurt my ability to find another job because no one is hiring in the midst of this all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would just say, I don't know what state you're in. Definitely reach out to unemployment. Maybe they can figure something out.
Yeah. Some states, they all have different rules. Some of them, they don't care why you were fired. You still get unemployment. Some of them, you can contest it if the employer contests it. It's a little hit or miss there.
Master of the Chicken says, I think they said, what a year. It says, what year is people laughed at preppers. Now it's our turn to shine and just laugh because we're all prepared.
I just want to add something to that because we have been preppers for some time. I grew up in the Midwest, in a place where, tornadoes and floods and whatnot, and that everyone always had supplies on hand and whatnot, just in case something happened. And, you had to call the police, don't worry, they were at least half an hour away. And so it's just kind of something that we both, and she grew up in, believe it or not, in Berkeley, but also in Montana with two parents who believed much of the same thing and not relying on the government for everything. Mm-hmm. And so for us, we've always been prepared. We've, as I said, we went to storage, picked up some, essentials from storage today. And I don't want to be, how am I say this? I'm not trying to sound like an ass, but it's really easy for me to kind of gloat with all my friends who are all freaking out, who all said I was stupid and that we were ridiculous for the stuff that we did. And we're now sitting there going, remember when you said, well, you made that joke of, well, if anything goes bad, we'll just go over to Jeff's house. And I'm like, yeah, not going to happen. And, but there's a line from a movie where these guys have, shorted the stock market. They made billions of dollars or millions of dollars. And the guy turns to him and he goes, I get it. Just don't dance, because other people are suffering. Mm-hmm. And that's it. It's easy to gloat. It's easy to be there like, ha, I told you so. But the reality is these people they didn't listen, and they're the grasshopper to your ant. And I think that's the right parable, right? Mm-hmm. And,
got a runny nose. Runny nose is not a sign of coronavirus.
Anyway, I just want to say, try to remember your values. For us, we tried to live, a good Christian life and pay it forward. So,
and help when we can.
But if
also,
you can't, don't endanger yourself to do it. Absolutely
remember where the line is. So yeah, Zafil, I love that apparently he has a lot of toilet paper and toilets.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You're going to be super popular. Also, the maintenance man, hey, $14.99. Thank you so much. I was not expecting any super chats of any kind. It says, stay safe, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. Sorry I missed the live stream on Sunday. I can't stay tonight, but thanks for all you do. Well, thank you for coming, and we totally understand. I know a number of you have to go. So let me ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, Daughter Ra's going to let you in fire. And maintenance man.
Sorry, Daughter Ra.
So,
I know we're behind. Sorry.
That's all right. Let me go back and catch up on some of the comments that we missed. Barbecue 76 says, I almost wish I could take a small shelter in place, but I'm part of the essential crowd that is busting ass because people are stupid. I'm sorry, but thank you for what you do. Owens Jeep Stuff says, happy midweek, Bear family. Thank you so much. It feels like a weekend because the Cubs are all around and whatnot.
I know. I thought it was like Saturday all day.
Steve Skusin says, over 7 million people in Arizona and 27 actual cases. Jeff, where is DeBear? Oh, great show. He doesn't do the live streams. He keeps telling me that he's talent and that he doesn't have to do this menial stuff and that he'll be in his trailer if we need him.
I think he's hibernating.
Yeah, I think he's drinking.
Okay, I said hibernating.
Yeah, same thing. The dog says Walmart quit selling ammo today, in case you all haven't heard. They quit selling on principle or they run out, because every place around here is out except for obscure rounds. And even then, that was yesterday. I went in to get some oil and some hoppies, and they were like, I walked towards the counter like, we don't have anything. We can't do this. We can't run background checks. We can't do any of this stuff. And I'm like, I just want some hoppies. They're like, oh, that we have. I'm like, okay, because I don't need to buy anything. Because I'm already, as we talked about before, I'm already there. And in case you're new to the chat and you missed it, this was the essentials that we went and picked up from storage. And that's not even close to all of it. But,
Christina Marie says she's going to steal a chicken from the egg farm down the street.
There you go.
She says, just kidding. So when the chickens start disappearing, it's not Christina Marie.
We should go to the Mexican market and see if we can buy some chickens.
Some of them were really busy and some of them weren't. That is also another thing. I don't know if you guys have different kinds of grocery stores, like maybe different than mainstream grocery stores. I know like the Mexican grocery store, which is a large chain. But some places have like, an Ethiopian grocery store or whatever. If there's a smaller grocery store that's near your house, they may have really great deals and they may still have a lot of the things that the other bigger stores don't have, like fresh produce and things like that. So
yeah, for those of you who don't know, we're in Las Vegas, Nevada, and last night the governor ordered a not just shelter in place, but a total shutdown of all quote unquote non-essential businesses by noon today, and the gaming board ordered all casino gaming machines anywhere, not just in the casinos, but all gambling of any kind, to cease at midnight last night. So at noon today, basically, if you are not an essential storefront or business, which is, of course, the government, hospitals, grocery stores, apparently hardware stores are considered essential, which is a good thing. But yeah, like you drive down a strip mall and, the anchor store, the grocery store is open. Everything else has printouts in the windows saying, sorry, we're closed. I won't say it was a ghost town. There were still plenty of cars out on the road.
there were still.
We had to drive cross town. Our storage unit is way on the other side of town because that's the only place that's affordable.
Yeah, Christina Marie was asking for the address. I don't know you, Christina Marie.
It's on the corner of Get Mugged and Shot Twice in the Head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Family friendly.
That was family friendly-ish.
Sort of.
I try to keep it PG level. All right, we're not doing G. We can, it's like Bugs Bunny. He can wear the dress and make the
Nice.
double entendres kind of thing. I don't know if I read this before. Ridge Runner had said that maybe people wake up now and realize that there's nothing wrong with being a little more prepared than they normally do. I certainly hope. We thought we learned that during the 2008 crash. We thought they figured that out. And apparently not. Maybe this is a good one. Bear One says, this is like hurricane shopping in Florida, guys. Yeah, anybody who lives in the South where hurricanes hit knows exactly what this is like. This is nothing new to them. It's just bigger. Trent says, an absolute overreaction. Progressive socialists want to destroy capitalism, new world order. No, they just want their own flavor where they're in charge. This is really, as far as my take, I don't want to get too political, but I just believe that basically, when you got a bunch of rich people, these rich families, they all want to control things. If I was worth, $50 billion, I think I would want my hand in in the pot also, protecting my family and my interests. It's just human nature. Um,
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I know that you're talking, but Kirk just said, idiot governor of Pennsylvania ordered the closing of all rest areas so truckers can't get a break.
what the snot?
That is ridiculous. I have not vetted that story, but I cannot imagine that Kirk would put something up there that was not accurate.
Well, that's the other state. Now, I don't know if any other states have made any orders because I only looked last night, or was it first thing this morning? But only, as far as I know, only Pennsylvania and Nevada had ordered shutdowns. And, we're schools shut down, businesses are shut down, anything non-essential is shut down. I did not hear anything about truck stops out here. That seems absolutely reactionary.
I did have a friend post something just as a reminder that with a lot of the restaurants, are you laughing at me?
No, Terry's comment. They even took my toilet paper emoji on my phone.
Aw. A lot of restaurants and stuff are not allowing people to dine in the restaurant or go into the restaurant, but you can do drive-through, which is great unless you're a trucker, because you cannot drive your big truck.
Oh, it'll be a drive-through.
All the way through. It'll be a new demo, remodel, all at the same time. So I'm guessing that like TAs and places where they need to fuel up will have food, but it's not great. So if you happen to see a trucker, and he's in that parking lot, maybe ask if you can get him some food, since you can take your car through the drive-through.
Michael said that he heard that people in Dallas were being held at gunpoint for their groceries. And I think that's terrible. I just want to say that...
Sorry, Solar To Go said PA Turnpike rest stops are reopening.
Oh, thank goodness. If you have a home security device, I recommend that you keep it with you, even when you're at home in easy reach, because I don't think this is zombie apocalypse kind of stuff. But here's what happens. Stupid people make stupid choices, come to stupid decisions, and act on them. There was an incident here where somebody was posing as a utility person, that they were coming around to check the utilities so that people could shelter in place and all this stuff, and then tried to rob the family. I've talked to some friends who are in law enforcement, and what they're concerned about is when you have these people who are stuck at home, and there's not a lot, as this progresses, and there's not a lot of people out on the street, then people who want to do home invasions, once they hit the house, they can hold the house for hours and hours and hours without anybody really noticing, because there's not going to be people walking by. There's not going to be people coming over. There's not going to be all that normal interaction. So they can have, a long time to stay there and get the value and other things that they want from that house and from that family. So just be safe. Be safe for yourself. And also remember, just like before, we talked about preppers and the non-preppers. Look out for them, because you're the person now who has the power. And my belief is, if you, as Stan Lee said, with ultimate power comes ultimate responsibility. And if you've got the opportunity and you can make a difference, me personally, my choice is to try and make that difference.
Joe Smith said there was a standoff for 5 hours with the guy down the street last night. So, people, when they get stressed out, they make poor choices. And obviously, we don't want to focus on all the negative stuff. There are plenty of great things. So just be aware, check in on your neighbors. If you have an older neighbor, I knocked on the door and they didn't want to answer. So leave a note, and if you don't see that neighbor for a couple days, maybe check again. It could be there with other family somewhere else, but just keep checking, Yeah,
that reminds me. Some of our family, they've got people who live on their own, and they posted notices saying that, "Hey, we're sheltering in place. We will not be answering the door." Seems like a really good way to invite somebody to do something wrong, and you have that sign up. Well, if you don't answer the door, they're not going to think anything's wrong.
Yeah.
Gotta find some different solutions.
They did also post the friend of ours that did that has an older parent, and that's why she was having their parent quarantine themselves. She also included her phone number so they could call her if they were concerned.
Okay. Anthony says, my town of Connecticut has major issues. Problem of the day is hair and nail salons are closed. Also retail outlets. People here have major first world issues. Yeah. I said to some people, they were talking about it. I'm like, as somebody, as a family who works from home, this has had very, very little impact. And me personally, it's almost had zero impact on my day to day. I don't see anything really changing about how I handle my day to day business. Christopher says, treat this as a surprise test. If this is causing you problems in a full emergency, you're screwed. This has only been a test run. I mean, think about it. It could have been, COVID is bad. It could have been much worse. It could have been an airborne Ebola. It could have been all sorts of stuff. And this is, when we get we were talking about, when we get a population this large living in dense urban environments, especially with the liberties and freedoms that we come to expect, it's hard to shut this sort of thing down. When is the Harbor Freight COVID-19 tool disposal sale?
Yes.
I'll give you good news. We were at Harbor Freight today, talking to our favorite manager, Crystal, up in the North Store. And
I'm like, there's a shore there? I missed it.
Lots of sand. Good luck finding the water. And she's a sweetheart, and she was so worried about all her employees and making sure that they got paychecks and whatnot. And she was excited when she found out that they are considered an essential business.
Yep.
Much like any other hardware store, if you need to fix stuff when things break, you got to go somewhere. So good news is Harbor Freight should be staying open for this foreseeable future.
Yep.
Tony Ringtail points out that I'm not an ass, I'm a bear. Get a mirror. Bobby says, here in Nashville, we've been hit hard as we are still getting over tornadoes. Yeah, I heard about the tornadoes. That's terrible. Toolhead says, hello, just went to Costco. There was a huge line outside, nothing left. Had to get the leftovers from the cashiers, taking boxes away from customers, taking all the boxes. Wow.
Yep.
And Diz says, you need to make a best of Doughboy's comments. I'm dying here.
I know. Honestly, like, I would say 50% of the time it's Doughboy where I'm over here giggling, and you're usually like saying something really important where laughter is not appropriate. So anytime I'm laughing inappropriately, that's probably why.
The puns. Just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
But the puns. Someone's going to pun hell. It might be me. It's definitely going to be him.
It's definitely going to be you.
Christina Marie can't type the name of our channel incorrectly. She typed at Den of Tools. She should know it's at the Den of Tools. I mean, a professional YouTuber like herself should get that stuff right.
I will be stabbing him later.
I just love to taunt her. I mean, it didn't show up, but anyway, I saw it. And she says, my job shift is going to be so busy because I still deliver food for Grubhub. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's funny because Grubhub and all that's doing great. Uber Eats is probably doing well, but Uber itself is tanking. Also, I should point out, if any of you are interested in stock market investing and stuff, I'm going to start doing some videos, probably live streams in the morning. We get up or at least I get up at 6 to be down here by 6:30. This is Pacific time, so I can catch the bell East Coast for the stock market. The stock market's not our major investment. That's mostly in real property and intellectual property. So I just play in the stock market. I'm trying to do a $100 challenge, and we started with $100, trying to turn it into millions. Trying to see if we can do it. See if we can outthink the market doing options. Anyway, so if you want to follow along, be sure you're subscribed over on Den of Gadgets over there. And if you can't catch the live stream, it's too early. I totally understand, but you can always watch it later. Steve said way too much bell for her.
I know. I read that 45 minutes ago when he said it.
Jeff, our buddy from Bozeman, says, good evening from Bozeman. Bozeman Angeles. Yeah.
Yes.
Food is okay, but I'm missing my happy hour until April 4th.
Yes.
Can they stop block parties? Well, you shouldn't be going to block parties. I know we're so bummed because we've been looking, kind of thinking that, hey, if they shut down schools for the rest of the year and all this stuff, gets closed, we're going to hightail it up to Montana early.
Mm-hmm.
We can hang out with our friends and go to our favorite bars and the hot springs
Or not.
Yeah, all that's going to be closed.
Yep.
Well, at least we can still go to the great outdoors.
Yep.
Can't close the outdoors.
Nope.
Well, what was that one meme you saw? She's like, "Can I come into the outside now?"
Yeah. Yep.
Todd's workshop says, "Cannot believe all those folks in Florida hanging out at the beach." Yeah, the millennials and the Zoomers down at they're probably Zoomers at this point, but the kids for spring break at the beaches in Florida just taunting it. That is. Well, the problem is they think they're immune. They've been hearing all this stuff about how it only affects old people. Problem is it's not true. It just mostly affects old people. There are young people who have died from this. The number is smaller, but I don't think a spring break trip is worth risking your life over.
Daughter of Ra, I know this sounds cliche, but your stickers are in the mail. And there's even a cute little note for Ricky. Do not listen to him. What does he know? Do you mail them?
Zaphiel says, "Please keep chat kid friendly." Is that at me? It was probably at me,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. David Hyde says, "I will see your virus and raise you an earthquake." Sorry,
Well,
Utah.
Utah, Salt Lake City had an earthquake. My joke on natural disasters is that I always feel that hurricanes are the most polite of all natural disasters, because hurricanes call a week in advance and say, "Hey, are you free next Tuesday around 7? I'm going to stop by then if it's okay. And if I can't make it, I'll let you know a day or so in advance." Tornadoes are like, they're your buddy who's like, calls you up and like, "I'm on the way to your house right now." And you're like, "It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll see you soon." And earthquakes are, "I am here. Let's party."
No, they don't even knock.
No, the knocking's the house.
Oh, I was going to say, they just show up in your living room and throw up. And they're like, "Surprise."
No, they make your living room throw up.
Well, yeah, that too.
We were at her house when we were first together, and she had this really long, narrow house, and there was a pretty bad earthquake. This is in the Bay Area, and it literally felt like somebody grabbed the end of the house
and
snapped it like a blanket. You could hear it right down the roof of the house.
And at first we thought a semi had obviously driven into my house.
I thought somebody had run across the roof.
I did not think that. I thought like a semi had run into our house, and my sister lived at the other end.
You were on this windy, curvy hill that was you could barely get a car up, and you think a semi cruised up that street and hit your house.
Yep. Get away from my bell. Elkvis. No unauthorized ringing of my bell. Elkvis, $3.17. Not only odd, but prime. Good evening, Bears.
Prime.
I love it. Thank you, Elkvis. We're going to have some ring-a-ding-dings here, people. So if you don't want to hear it, cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. I love the prime, and I love the odd. Thank you.
I like the prime. That's pretty cool. I'm
Yep.
a math geek. Kirk says, "Good evening, Bear family. I'm retired now, keeping busy around the house to stay sane. Got an appointment at the VA tomorrow. Be safe.
Yes.
Stay 6 feet away. Keep washing your hands and whatnot."
I do have to say that an unintended or unexpected bonus to this, and this I think pertains mostly to ladies, when we're in the grocery store and there happens to be someone that you didn't come to the grocery store with, usually a man, who's really close and all up in your space. You'd be like, "You know what? I really think that we need to be like 6 to 10 feet away." And then they back up and give you more space.
Why don't you just kick them in the...
Because I would need a lot of bail money for that.
Good news is Speedy Gonzalez here doesn't have to show up for court because they canceled her ticket. Canceled court. Don't kick me. What? Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. My bad.
It's going to be a really different show when it's only me.
You've...
Only me. It'll be Mrs. DeBear and the Den of Tools.
And the corpse on the floor.
Let's talk about food and humor.
I have to give her a hard time. This woman is such a good driver. She's so safe. She has never gotten a ticket, much less a speeding ticket, in her life. But leave it to...
Turning 40. That's what I'm blaming it on. I turned 40 and the world turned upside down. We got coronavirus. I got a ticket.
They got these weird curves and twists in these subdivisions because they have to make it look all classy and stuff, which means you can't see people coming around the curve. And every time you pull out, there's some idiot doing 60 and a 45. So you got to floor it. So you get trained. It's Pavlovian. And she pulls out, and just because you never know when someone's going to come around that corner, she guns it in her little Jeep that can barely... I mean, it's got an engine the size of a chipmunk, and she...
They have a chipmunk engine?
I'm surprised the car doesn't have a bushy tail on the back of it.
It does.
And she gets a speeding ticket. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I was actually planning to go and argue it. Like, look, she had to speed because otherwise she's going to get rear-ended because you don't catch the other idiots a quarter mile down the road who are doing 60. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sorry. I give her a hard time. And she'd said before I shouldn't say anything. I said it anyway because
you're an idiot. Yep. And we're moving on.
Moving on. Anyway.
Frecky Nux says, any suggestions on garden hose quick connects? I figured you could take that away because you know garden hoses because we just bought one.
I've used them. They're really cool. The ones that work. I haven't done them enough that there's a brand where I'm like, hey, go buy this one or that one. Maybe Joe Smith and Friends, he's got a background in lawn agriculture kind of stuff. And I think we have some other ones on here. I just like quick disconnects, they're fabulous to use rather than sitting there twisting the stupid little twisty knob and whatnot. But yeah. All right, let me try and catch up on some of these.
Good night, Terry. And Steven said that he's thought about looking into stocks on and off and recently been thinking that they may pay off when things rebound. But he is very careful with his money.
Well, the thing with options is you make money if it goes down or if it goes up as long as you make the right call or put, as we say. And what you need is for options to be profitable is you need a volatile market. And this is about as volatile as it gets.
David Grover says to put you under the roses. That's right.
Nice.
Excellent fertilizer.
What is that movie I like?
Which one?
The Clarity. Not Clarity. Is it Clarity? No, it's the one where his brother's and actually a demon and the...
Oh, yeah. That movie's hurts my heart.
It's a little dark.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Hot Splice says, I love the TP alternative video today. Leonard says, Den of Tools, today no bread, no chocolate milk, no frozen pizza. It's ridiculous. No pizza.
Yep.
No pizza. It's not. They're still making this stuff. You can still get it. It's just these people are just being crazy and buying way too much.
Jay Who says, sorry, Lady Bear. I got caught on camera eating a red light. $100 I could have spent on toilet paper. That is so right. And you should go in when you have to talk to them and say, you know what? I really need to allocate this money towards things that are important, like toilet paper and chocolate milk.
Steve says, malls are closing here in Michigan. And Donna Ross says, my job isn't closing. I'm just in the front bedroom. I'm in the same place, when you work from home. Hot Spice asks, is Harbor Freight essential? At least in Nevada, it is considered essential and will not be closing. Kirk says, idiot. Oh, we talked about that one. We just answered the Harbor Freight question. Tony Ringtail says he's in Orlando. Disney closed every bit of property, parks, and resorts worldwide and told all the college program kids to leave and fend for themselves. They basically said, sorry about your luck. My understanding was they were still going to be paying people, though. Maybe that's not true over there, but at least in California, that's what the story was that went out. So I actually had Disney stock. I had options. Again, options. Basically, an option is I purchased the right to sell and or buy something at a set price called a strike price. And we actually we got in right before Disney said that they were closing and made quite a bit of money on that.
Jaka says Ryobi is garbage. I do not think anyone is surprised. Thank you very much. I'm going to do the bell now, daughter of rock. Cover your ears. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you, Jaka. Nice to see you tonight.
Zephiel says he just found a much bigger generator. It's really a good deal. The problem is with prepping is figuring out how much to prep. Yeah, there's a cost benefit analysis that you definitely have to do. And let's see here. Bear One, what model is that? The Bear, what model?
Does he mean my car?
No, I think you might have been this Bear. Are you talking about this model Bear or
that's the
the
cute
model
model
of Jeep? Her Jeep is a Renegade. It's a 2015.
This is a 1969 model.
I'm vintage.
Yes.
I got vintage plates. Steve, we talked about mayor of Philly closed all the liquor stores. How is liquor non-essential?
I don't know.
Well, you want to see a riot.
Elkfist says he went to the grocery store today for hamburger buns, and luckily that was the only bread they had left.
You know, I thought about selling my still to somebody who needed it for like distilling water or thought they'd need it for distilling water. I might have to start running that sucker and make a little extra income. Not that I would ever do
Distilling water
that.
for the neighbors.
Yes. And essential oils.
Yes. And water.
If it weren't for truck drivers, the country would be doomed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing is, if you're on the road, give them some space, man. They're delivering food to your grocery store probably, or to your Kmart, or not Kmart, Walmart. The Adam says, I let the neighbor borrow most of my microfiber towels. They were out of toilet paper.
Yep. Shaka says the truth is even told during the week. That's right.
The gospel of Chaka.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, if you haven't seen my video on the top 10 alternatives to toilet paper, bidets, man, there's nothing like them. And Robert says, also Ryan, people of scams, Fed taking 1K stimulus for everyone. Watch for scammers selling help getting it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, who says, greetings. Do you think a countrywide shutdown could be possible? Martial law. I don't think we'll see martial law. And the reason I don't think we'll see martial law is it's an election year. And if he declares martial law, that will pretty much screw his presidency. And I think he's too worried about his how he goes down in the history books. I think he also feels that we can handle it. And I think, honestly, we can. I don't think it's that big an issue. And I think other than the initial spot, random, crazy, super buying that's going on at stores, I think that we'll get through this in a mostly painless manner.
I think as long as everyday people do not lose their minds, that we'll be fine.
Well, as long as people like you and I and everyone else here, as long as we set the example and we're not panicking, then other people see us being reasonable and being sane, and that's as much of an infectious disease as anything else.
Yes. And also remember your kids are watching. So if you stay calm, they stay calm.
Morrow says, I live in a major city and ran out of toilet paper last week. I've just been getting in the shower after, and it's caused its own unique set of problems. Really? I'd be interested to hear what problems that is. Zephiel says something like airborne AIDS would be devastating. I don't even want to think about something like that. That's one of those end of the world kind of situations.
Maybe Morrow is getting in not his own shower. Is that the problems that's happening? I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just,
Why would you go there?
I'm just saying.
Excuse me. Can I borrow your shower? Just need to check it out for a second.
I did see a really funny thing about how everyone has to self-quarantine now, and dating is really different for gentlemen these days. They have to like get to know a lady, write a poem, talk to them.
That sounds terrible.
You will be writing me a poem tonight after that.
Roses are red. Violets are blue.
I have a bell and I will ding it in your ear.
There once was a girl from Nantucket. Bear One asks, does my katana count as a home protection tool? It certainly does, but I would not use it as a tool of first resort. What mics are those? Also love the new logos. Matt asked. These are the lovely Rode Podcast. They sell for $100, not including the stand, the cable, and all the other stuff that goes with it. They're actually quite heavy, believe it or not. So I actually have to have counterweights on the back of my stand. She's got spring-loaded shock mount, so she doesn't have that problem.
Yeah.
But the sound I find to be much clearer. I like it better. It's not, I will say, it's not worlds better, but when it comes for doing the double podcast kind of thing here, the live stream, it's way better than what we had before. The daughter wants to know where her stickers are.
I already addressed that they were in the mail and that I wrote a sweet little note for Ricky on the back.
I thought you were saying that to
Sometimes
Marie.
I say Christina Marie when I mean Daughter of Ra, and I'm super sorry. I love you both, but they're totally different people. I keep kicking you under the table.
Yes.
I'm going to say it's an accident, but you know.
And when I say similar, they both aren't tall enough to go on the ride, so.
They're both women. That's
anybody below that height. I hate to admit it, and I'm going to be completely honest. This is one of my failings, is I don't actively dislike short people, but and it's not that I dislike them. I just always think that they're kids. I always think you could be 90 years old, but if you're 5 foot tall, I'm going to assume you're 10. It's a mental failing on my part. Why is the heater going off?
Because it's cool.
Oh, sorry everyone if you can hear that.
I'm going to go turn it off. Just so you know, I'm shorter than you.
Yeah, but you're 5'6" on a good day.
On a good day.
After you've been laying down for a long time.
Hey, Daughter of Ra's 5'6", see?
Oh, is she? Then maybe Steve is larger, because I saw the pictures between the two of them. I just assumed that she's short. So the missus, her family, the women in her family.
Stop talking about the Keebler Elf family.
Did you hear? She says, you stop talking about the Keebler Elf family. I started that joke. They're all like 5 foot or less. And I think they weigh like 70 pounds. They are petite. And I'm like, so shoes or cookies? They're like, what? I'm like, well, you're not at the North Pole. That means you either work in shoes or cookies. They didn't think it was funny. I thought it was a valid question. Anyway. Walt Disney, whom I shorted. Sorry, Walt. At what point will people start getting a little angry and civil unrest sets in? I think when other people start being uncivil towards them, and or when they can't get the bare necessities. You know, in this day of the internet and TV and Netflix and all that stuff, by the way, Netflix and Roku stock are going up. Buy calls on that. Christina Marie says, according to the news today, the virus can linger in the air for up to 3 hours. Yee. Jay, who says, since you're in the market and stuff, how do you think interest rates will go for the public? I think they're going to drop like a rock. They're going to do everything they can to keep this economy. They got to keep the economic engine moving. What happened in 2008 is it stalled, and it took years to get it going again because banks wouldn't loan. And when they gave money to the banks, they said, thank you. And then they sat on it, and they wouldn't loan. So they had to do a second round of stimulus where they're like, you can only have this if you put out these loans. And they're like, well, fine. Tony says, you forgot the kids are the same kids who eat Tide Pods. Well, at least they're going to have food sources, right? Or something. Let's see here. Ridge Runner Bushcraft with March and April canceled. That means the next potential holiday is Cinco de Mayo by Corona. Steven says, I thought, we talked about the stocks there for him. Iowa Mike. Go Iowa. Hey Bear, it's been a rough week. Type 1 diabetes has me off work and not doing much. Hope all is well in the den. Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. Type 1 diabetes is a real trial for you guys and gals who have to live through it, and I'm really sorry you have to deal with that. Stay strong and hope you don't have any problem with getting your meds. Matthew Bean says, I definitely want to catch the live stream tomorrow morning. I don't know anything about investing. Well, I had to teach. I mean, I understood the basic concepts, and I'm good with economics and having run businesses and been chief operations officer and stuff like that. What?
It's okay. I forgot there was a delay. I'm like, where did I go? I'm invisible.
You're a vampire. She's not showing up in the video yet because there's like a 7-second delay on it. Anyway, anyway, I had to teach myself. I'm not an expert, but you can at least see what I'm doing and see how it gets done. The Randall says, AZ courts don't care, my friend. Goes to work each day as the courts. Yeah. Well, I was totally surprised, but they basically closed everything here. So unless there's, and we're contesting it, so it has to show up. They ask for mail and whatnot. I don't know.
Sydney Anderson says, my wife is 5'3" and I am 6. Sydney Anderson says, my wife is 5'3" and I am 6'9".
Oh.
I think that's adorable.
That is adorable. Does she have to carry around a stepladder?
I am curious, like if you're like Northern European. I'm always curious, like when people are super tall, where they're from. Can I have something to drink, please? I'm dying. I did turn off the heater, the fact that it's really, really, really loud. Sorry.
Yeah, it takes a while because it's got to still cool the exchanger before it can shut down.
Very fancy words.
Craig says, bought a Soviet-era gas mask to wear to the doctor's office next week. Haha, screw it, I can't take a joke. And the Master of Chicken says, hey, Bear, I hope you diversified your toolbox use of essential items. You see the crazy mad shortages there are now. Liberals get toilet paper and self-reliant people. Yeah, I've got. Let's see here.
We're not going to go through all of them.
Last count was over 50K. So I'm self-sufficient for some time. Road Pirates are no good. Oh, that reminds me. We got to make the kids watch Ice Pirates.
Nice.
That's it. We need to start talking about good movies that are on Amazon Prime. We don't have Netflix. We have Amazon Prime because we're already paying for Amazon. So.
I did see that. I think it's Stars. One of them is offering it for 3 months for $5 a month.
Wow. That's cool.
It is.
Why
are you drinking my drink?
Because it was there and it was filled. Mine isn't. Chris says, I have $80 to $100 for a new corded circular saw. What brand or model should I get? That entirely depends on what you're planning to do with it. If you're going to do framing and stuff like that, like I'm a big fan of worm drives. Milwaukee makes a great saw. There's different levels of saws, even with the different brands and everything else. Actually, the two saws I have right now are cordless. I don't have a corded one currently. I used to have a rigid cordless saw that I loaned to somebody and never saw again. So last I saw, I think it was on a milk carton, and I love that saw. It was a great saw.
Sydney Anderson is from Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky in the house. I spent lots of time in northern Kentucky, so a little bit in eastern. Let's see. Elkfist says, I went to a grocery store today for hamburger buns, and luckily that was the only bread they had left.
Yes, I already read that.
Well, Christopher says, people can also get a Series 7 book, and you know the rules to trading options. It's really simple. You just have to pick the right ones and know when to use and buy sell limits. Yeah, buy and sell limits are your friend if you don't want to sit there. I use an app called Robinhood that allows for free trades. You can't do day trading with it unless you have at least $25,000 in your account. In fact, most of these accounts don't allow for day trading unless you have either paid for a professional level or have an X amount sitting in their account, which equates to the same thing. Harbor Freight asked Ted asked if Harbor Freight will have a $1,000 virus bonus sale.
Yes.
So we've been in a couple Harbor Freights over the last 3 days, and one of them there was absolutely no gloves. Every single box of gloves. Now, not the hardy work gloves, but the plastic like nitrile style gloves, gone. All of them
Yeah.
gone. We went to the one that was the one here on Rainbow. We went to the one over on Craig on the north side of town today. They had recently gotten a shipment, so they had about 20% of total stock.
But it was all the clear ones. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it was all the stuff you wouldn't normally. It was the odd ones, and they definitely been
Yeah.
picked through. And then the other thing is all the solar products were gone. Mm-hmm. All the solar products were gone, and what else was gone? There was another aisle that was stripped bare.
There was. I can't think of it.
It was next to the Predator engines, and I wanted to go over and take a look at it and figure out what it was, but I don't remember now what that was about. I'll have to go and check it out. Bear One says the hole puncher. That's right.
Yep.
Mike Hunt says Vito Pro Pack just came out with a new tool belt. Oh, we'll have to check that out. Benjamin says that Mrs. Bear needs more cowbell.
I always need more cowbell. That's true.
This is true. And Donna Ross says, for the love of all that's holy, remember not to flush the baby whites.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to throw those away. Put a little, thank the Lord of Silence. The heater just stopped.
They know. They can hear it.
Yeah. You need to not, I know plumbers who make a killing just cleaning that. All they do is clean that stuff out. Asus Admin Coins says, I bet it's weird to see Vegas shut down. Well, we haven't really seen it shut down. The shutdown really just happened today. But I'm planning to do a drive-through. We may live stream it on Friday night. I want to drive the strip on Friday night and after dark and see what it's like. I want to see if the lights are on. I know the fountains are off. They turned off the fountains around the Bellagio. I think they'll keep the lights on. She was wondering if they're going to turn the lights off on the casinos. Here's what I want to know. At any given time, on average, there's 250,000 people here on vacation in the casinos on the strip in downtown. They were told last night at 6 o'clock, pack your bags and get out. That all non-essential businesses, specifically casinos and hotels, would have to close by Wednesday at noon. We're Wednesday at, noon minus 8 hours. So what happened? Imagine you flew into town for 2 weeks. You just got here on Sunday.
You saved up all your money.
And all of a sudden you got to leave. And you don't have, and you bought the cheap tickets into town. So you can't just go up and say, hey, I want to exchange these for, granted, they're probably going to make changes, but the flights, A, you got to get on a flight now with coronavirus. B, the airport's got to be slammed with people trying to fly standby. So let's keep 6 feet away while we put 250,000 people into the airport in one day. That must be absolute madness.
And the airport is open, and they do not plan to close the airports.
I'd be in my hotel room going with a chair in front of the door. I'm sheltering in place.
Yeah.
Send room service.
Yeah. Somebody had something interesting.
Master Chickens asked if I had enough ammo.
Yeah. Oh, it was Daughter of Ra and Hot Splice 1970 said, hit the like button.
Oh, yes. Do please. We got 96 likes with 254 people concurrently viewing.
Yep.
Really?
They're just tired. Everyone's stressed out. They're going to go hit the like button now or tell a friend.
Here's the good news. We did spray it with Lysol. It's been wiped down. It's totally hygienic. You can hit the like button.
Yeah.
But you'll have to spray it down after you hit it, between each of you. So you got to hit the like button, spray it down, then you got to wait for the next person. Okay. As far as do you have enough ammo? The answer to that is always no.
Yeah.
That's always the trick question. Hold on. I got to
Christina
sliding in my
Marie
seat.
wants to give us a few bucks to invest in the market for her. She wants to put her money together and become millionaires together.
Excellent. If by a few bucks you mean $1,000, that would be great. I'll be honest. When the government said that they'd be sending out like $1,000 checks, she's like, I wonder what supplies and stuff we could buy. I'm like, options. What? No.
That's why the checks come to me.
That is totally why everything goes to her, and I'm given.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a really bad case of the bright and shinies. Oh, what's that?
I like to look at them, but as he has often said, I am one of few people that he has known that has buyer's remorse before I even buy it.
You feel guilty about
It's like in
thinking
my
about
cart,
buying
and I'm like, I should probably put it back.
it. Whereas I'm the person who wants to bring it home, create a pile of my stuff, and lay in it like a dragon.
I want to do that too, just not stuff.
No, you want free stuff.
I want free stuff and coins. I really like coins.
The dude McMahon says, you got my irresponsible impulses brewing. Speaking of which, I went to 4 Lowe's last night trying to find a deal on that Delta saw when I should have been social distancing.
Oh, no.
Boy, that is a great saw, though. Oh, it's my favorite DIYer saw. You know, homeowner. It's like the top of the line that unless you are a serious hardcore woodworker, that saw will last you for as long as you'll need one. And it's got such a good fence on it. Matt says, I'm supply chain at small hospital. All PPE is on allocation. It's a bit nerve-wracking trying to keep things stocked to take care of patients. I had to lock up N95s last week.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, PPE is personal protection equipment. And I'm sorry that you got to deal with that, but I understand. Bear One says, this is going to be late scene, but I think the showering guy might be running into a chunky stuff in the drain clogging problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, Jay Who says, I drive a truck delivering appliances in Chicago Expressway and highways are less congested. I'm beginning to like this virus. Anything that gets traffic in Chicago less congested is a good thing. As they often joke, there's 2 seasons in Chicago. Was it traffic and road construction? And, or is it winter and road construction? Sorry. I just read that. Matthew says, I was a 23-year veteran truck driver until I had 3 strokes. If you can't see the top of the trailer, you're too close.
Yeah.
Sorry about the strokes. That's really scary.
Really glad you're okay.
Yeah. And, if you can't see the top of the trailer, you're too close. I, unfortunately, had to, at 4:30 in the morning, help pull people out of a pickup where a driver had fallen asleep and had embedded himself at 120 miles an hour into the back of a semi. And that was a morning I will never forget.
Yep.
And the old tech guy in the house. Working with some scientists, I have heard they fear mutations of some viruses, so they really want to limit the antiviral medicine. Don't panic. This does not apply to the current situation. Well, that's true. And that's always the situation. They always want to worry about mutations and stuff like that. And that's often why they talk about, like, not overusing hand sanitizer and stuff like that. Craig says, I'm a height supremacist. I am. And it's a terrible thing. And I don't mean it that way.
Sweet pea.
I really don't. But it's something that's ingrained in me, and I don't know where it started.
No.
The Bear One says, Apollo 15 astronaut Al Warden passed away. He was 88.
Aww.
Mission Apollo? Or Mission 11 Apollo?
Apollo 15.
15.
So it's a different astronaut.
Mike Adams says, hey, y'all, I noticed you was on. I thought I'd check in for a few minutes. I haven't had any corona symptoms, but I did catch a little bit of Bud Light tonight.
Nice. Ridge Runner says his wife is 4'9" and he's 6'2".
Yeah. Oh, I thought you'd read that one.
No, I just thought it.
And Solo says the missus is playing footsies.
Yep, I'm
yeah,
going
but
to
kicking
kick
me
you.
in the kneecap.
Whatever, footsies, kneecapping.
Texas Not So Slim, bare necessities, a picnic basket, and wild turkey. You told me we had bourbon in the house.
We do. I didn't tell you where it is.
Is it a full bottle?
No.
Do you want me to bring the bourbon?
Yes,
No.
I do. Yes, please. I'm older than she is.
I don't want to die. Sorry.
I'm also meaner than she is.
She's gonna kill me. I need to eat.
What do you think's going to happen with me?
I know you will slaughter me. One like saves one little Eleanor.
She just said
One
one
Eleanor.
lake saves one Eleanor. Ah.
That you got to like.
Good job, Ellie Bell.
What new paper punchers are you planning to buy with your $1,000 check from Trump? None. At least no new ones. We could buy used here in the free state, or at least for now free state of Nevada. They're trying to Californianize it as we speak. They did actually pass a California law where it required all background checks, but they did it so broadly and with such bad language that it was able to get overruled. They've not been able to pass it since. But the reason they're not selling any at the stores right now is they told me they can't get through to do background checks. So right now they're saying that they're not doing any currently.
Mr. Doughboy. Oh, I can't see it now.
If you know what, that's not entirely true, because the one I want to get is a whatchamacallit?
I'm pretty sure that's
Polymer
a candy bar.
80 handheld one. Not the long boomstick, the short boomstick.
What else?
Oh, hugs.
I love you. I think Dad wants your hand.
No, I wanted the bourbon.
I don't have
She didn't go get it.
I don't know where it is.
You lied to me.
November Romero 78, $2. Thank you so much. Forget Corona. I got this Jack single barrel.
Ooh, Jack
Nice.
single barrel's pretty decent.
Bing, 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 bing. Okay. Yep, she lost her mind. Thank you so much. The comment that I wanted to read was
Bye bye. I'm gonna
the
go.
Doughboy 7778. Get away. I didn't think I would be watching and listening to some strangers. Love this stuff. And I, too, am an impulse buyer with a big helping of buyer's remorse for anything over $26.89. I hear you. That's $26.87, and it's forget it.
Logan's Creation says, I guess you've never been around anyone with, I can't pronounce that, but basically dwarfism. Actually, I have. And I've worked with some people who have that. And I'll be honest, for some reason, that doesn't trigger it, because to me, it's so far outside that pattern that it doesn't see it's usually only somebody who's in the 5 foot to 4.5 foot range. Anything less than that, it's so extreme that that I don't have that issue. But anybody, even probably up to 5'2", but really 5 foot to high fours, just they look like children to me.
Like my cousin.
Your cousin. They always look like they're 12.
Makes him look youthful.
Yeah, that's it. What broker do you use when you short stock? So I don't short stock. I use that as a. I say that because people understand that easier than saying that I buy put options. So I buy options, and options, as I was saying before, is I buy a stock. I buy the right to sell a stock or buy a stock at a certain price. If I want to buy a stock at a certain price, which means I think the stock's going to go up, I buy what's called a call. If I think the stock's going to go down, I buy what's called a put. And then what I have is, and then there's a date that option's good to, and then I can, if I wait until that date and the stock hits that price, I can buy and sell at that price. I have to pay a premium to do that. And honestly, I've never ever held the option long enough to do that. I hold it for a while until it becomes more valuable. Then I turn around and sell it and put my money into something else. And I use Robinhood. It's an app on your phone, but I mainly use the website. And
he will be showing you more soon.
And I'll be showing you tomorrow on Den of Gadgets.
I will be the one with really puffy eyes, and crazy hair. Poet0928 says, I tried to work from home. My boss said no. I'm a maintenance technician at UPS or USPS. I can see why that would be a problem.
I don't. Bring them home, have them drop them off. I'll fix them here.
Yep, that's right. Very convenient.
Seems like it would work to me.
Justin Dow. Did you say hi to him before?
No, I didn't.
Hello.
Just down in the house. Hey, brother, how's it going? Hope you are staying safe down there.
He also says Mama Bear rules the roost. That's right. Thank you.
Have they shot anyone in the face with a beanbag for trying to leave their house yet? No, that's when we know things have gone over the edge. There was a question. Master Chickens asked, Bear has the right to bear arms. I'm sure he's ready to protect his family. Question is, which tool? So this is actually, I was thinking about doing a video on this because we had some friends who I'm going to be helping out by loaning them an item. And they wanted an item that is, let's say the gauge of it is about 12 because that's what they're familiar with. They don't have a lot of experience, but they did have some experience with that growing up. And I said, sure. I didn't want to get into it with them because that is the old-timey belief, what Sleepy Joe Biden would tell you. That's the right tool for the job. Honestly, it's not. I've done a lot of training in home defense. In fact, I'm certified by the NRA to teach home defense classes. And believe it or not, something larger than 44 but smaller than 46 that is handheld is probably the best option. Not because of the size, because everyone's like, well, I make a 45 because they don't sell a 46. Well, actually, they do now. Is because it's a very slow-moving, slow-moving, doesn't go through as many walls. Most of the other stuff will actually go through a lot of walls. The 9 size stuff, the metric stuff, will go through all the walls. It's hot knife through butter kind of situation. So you want to use something that's as slow-moving as possible, especially if you live, honestly, anywhere you live, because it's always hard to predict what's beyond wall number 4. So, anyway. Bear One says, there's a movie on Amazon called T-34 that's really great, cheesy, but great, Russian-made, so it has a dub, but still very entertaining, though not good for the Cubs except the oldest. David says, you need to watch Tread, Red. The story of a man, his business, and his bulldozer. Oh, that sounds great. I'll have to check that out. Poet says, hi from Indiana. Hold on.
You're going to sneeze, aren't you?
No, you need to not sneeze.
Megatron 2013 says, I enjoy coming here for the bear reviews and news, but I buy from Harbor Freights, Home Depot, and Lowe's. So I want to know the newest tools and reviews. Christina Marie says that she's 5'2", and you called her an old lady in the past, meaning you must not think everyone that looks like they are 12 if they are as short as I am.
Just because you look like you're 12 and act like you're 12 doesn't mean you're not old also at the same time. Elves are old.
Christina Marie, he's a man. I don't know what's wrong with him. I will smother him in his sleep.
I have a chromosomal disorder.
Yep.
Don't judge me. It's not my fault. I have a certified problem.
Tom P., you are just lost. It's okay. You need a hug. We're going to give you a virtual hug. He says he hopes Harbor Freight goes out of business and China burns. So you have lovely things to share this evening.
Yeah.
That's always nice. Hey, Blackbird says, hello, Bear. I'm a Vegas local.
Hey there.
Hello.
I love our Vegas locals.
Yep.
At least as long as we're local. Hey, Client Graphics is in the house.
Yes, I am so sorry. I totally saw you and didn't say hello. I'm tired. Craig Denver says, not locked down in Denver. Life is normal for me. I work at Dollar Tree in the day. You know what, Craig? I have to say thank you so much because I get a lot of stuff at the Dollar Tree, and I super appreciate that you guys are there day in and day out. And I called and talked to my local Dollar Tree folks today just to say, hey, are you guys going to be considered essential? Are you guys going to be open? And they said yes. So thank you so much.
Let's see here. Mike Adams says one of our local stores has closed and auctioning off all the equipment. One item is a stainless steel butcher's bandsaw from the meat department. Could it be used for woodworking?
No.
Yes, but no. by the time you've made enough edits to it, or edits, I don't know the right word, mods to it, because you got to, those saws don't have all the same kind of stabilization to keep that blade right on track when it's going through hardwood. I've looked at them. I had that thought in the past. I've seen somebody who's done it, and he basically, spent 2 weeks welding parts on and taking parts off, and yeah, I doubt you would get much benefit from it. Jehu says, fun fact, Mexicans don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo, Drinko de Mayo. The French came back a year later and won the war. That's true. I know that, and I often make that joke about, somebody was making a comment that they thought it was ironic that Harbor Freight sells a flag for the U.S. that people buy flags for the U.S. that are made in China. I said, no, that's not ironic. What's ironic is my Mexican friends who buy Mexican flags that are made in China so they can celebrate Cinco de Mayo here to celebrate their Mexicanness because Mexico doesn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
Anyway, that is irony pro level. Let's see here. Christopher says, okay, I work for a firm and have been having fun the last couple of days. Christina Marie says, can I give you, that's when you asked about investing. Donna Ross says she couldn't hear the heater. Yay, pod mics.
That's awesome.
And
hey, Mrs. Client Graphics. Hey.
Oh, wow.
She said, hi to the Den of Tools and Mrs. DeBear. Hope you and your family are doing well. We are doing well. The kids are goofballs. And everybody's, learning how to homeschool.
Solo says, in Denver, all restaurants are closed. All you can do is to go bags.
I don't know what that means.
No. Justin Dow says, this is just the beginning. The zombie apocalypse is near. In that case, I do highly recommend picking up a pole saw, preferably electric with a solar adapter, because you don't want to get that kind of zombie goo on you. So that's the kind of thing where you want to keep them at more than arm's length.
Slauson's Lawn Care said, make sure Vegas is recovered and ready for him in July. I will do my very best. I will start on the chicken soup right now.
Let's see here. There we go. Didiz says, isn't it time to see the moderators dance? It is, by the way. Thank you for reminding me, since I'm off my regular schedule here. It is time to do a shout out for all our mods. That's everyone you see there in blue with the Cobalt wrench behind their name. They help keep the channel family friendly. They answer questions that I can't get to, remind people to put in at Den of Tools, all the fun stuff to keep the chat flowing, to keep it family friendly, and to add, their own, cheery twist to it as well. So we like to implement our plan called Adopt a Moderator, where you pick your favorite moderator of the night and you go over to their channel, because most of them are creators in their own right, like Mr. Joe Smith, unlike Dada Raw, like Mr. Client Graphics, Justin Dow, and I was trying to see who else all is in here tonight who has a channel.
Joe Smith, Christina Marie, Gramoot, Justin Dow, Dada Raw.
Dara has a channel, no content.
Ed, the old tech guy.
But we're trying to get her up to 100,000 subscribers so she can be the first person with no content to get a silver play button. Anyway, go check them out. Remember, Adopt a Mod. Check out their videos. Give them a like as a way of saying thank you for what you do here on the Den of Tools. And Work Pro Tools in the house. They say, Den of Tools and all in the chats, hope you are staying safe and healthy. Social distancing for the win. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Always glad to see you around here.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. And Jehu says, corded skill saw, my favorite. Had it for 21 years. Cut my left fingertip off with it. Well, it works then. I am a big fan of the corded skill saw. I really am. And preferably the worm drive version. But there's a lot of good ones out there. It just really depends on what you're going to use it for. And the old tech guy wants to let us know that he just hit the like button. We're up to 167 with 226 concurrent.
Thank you. And Tech Gorilla says, I'd like to get 100 subs. So go check out his channel.
Definitely.
Decide if you'd like to sub.
Especially if you like 3D printing. He does a lot of that kind of stuff. He did.
I was going to say.
He did this. Lovely.
Yes.
Sorry, I can't do
And
my
the rest
Vanna
of the
one.
family. Yeah,
Yes.
your Vanna is really.
Well, I don't have the assets for it. What
You
can I
don't
say?
have the gown.
No.
I mean, you're
I
you're
do, but I'm
falling
not
down
wearing
on the
it.
job, really.
J.R. Loza says, what's crazy is a farmer buddy of mine that only does finishing cattle for slaughter is laying employees off because cattle prices dropped so much.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Time to buy some grass-fed beef up in Montana.
I think the time already passed.
And by grass-fed, I mean cows, like live.
I have to say I did notice, just thinking about people slaughtering the animals and butchers and stuff, that that Livingston is doing some really great things where they are reaching out and making sure that people in the community who are older or maybe have some underlying issues are getting taken care of. And one of the things I saw was I think one of the butchers in town was saying basically that they had extra bones left over from slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were saying, hey, if anybody needs them, like to make
for stock,
for bone broth, basically just reaching out and making sure the community is covered. And there are tons of people doing that. And of course I know about that because we love Livingston and we see those things, but I'm sure that there are things going on in your area as well. So yeah. Sorry. Brian Tyler says, I am legally blind, transplant recipient. Thank God for my Harbor Freight tools and my garage of solitude. Yes, my products amaze people when they realize a blind guy made it. I think that's awesome. I think that I want to say we have 3 or 4 subscribers who are blind, and I think it is awesome. My mom is also blind. I think most of you guys probably know that, but I think that's super cool.
You think it's super cool that she's blind?
It's amazing. Yeah. Brian, I would love to see some of your products. So if you have a link, include it or send it to us.
Didiz says, can you sanitize the like button before I hit it? We will get that out there right away. Justin Dow says, TP water and milk have gone up 30% due to this. Thank goodness tools are the same price. LOL, wish they would go down 30% as a result. Wouldn't that be nice? Hotspice says they're only going to send us $999.99 since we don't like even numbers.
Nice.
Or since you like even numbers. November Romero says, not even Sunday and a live chat. What a treat. I'm glad that you are enjoying it. That's why we're doing it. He says, everyone getting time off. I worked 75 hours this past week. Oh, just killing the hours there. I'm hoping you are hourly, not salary.
Sorry. Joe was reminding me that Dale Lucid is also blind. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
Christina Marie says, I fill up my shopping cart up to the top fullest with everything I want. Then I only pull 2 things out at the end to purchase. Satisfaction, no buyer's remorse. And unfortunately for all the poor people who have to go and restock those shelves.
Yeah. So Brian Tyler, there is a question from Justin Dow. But he didn't direct it to you, so I'm going to read it. Wait, if he's blind, how can he type? Does he have something helping him? Just curious. So I cannot answer that for you, but and I have already forgotten your first name.
Type. I don't need to look at it.
I cannot remember his first name. Anyways, so it is Justin Dow who had that question. Blind people have different ways of typing. Were you going to say something? I
said I can touch type. I don't need to look at it.
Oh, somebody said Braille keyboards. There's JAWS software. There's touch type. In the case of my mom, she does voice to text. Yeah. My mom was not always blind, so she can type for the most part as long as she has landmarks. Anyways, so you go ahead and answer that. But great question. I totally love it, Justin Dow.
The Doughboy says you both have nice radio voices. I think what he's saying is I've got a voice or a face for radio. Bear was glad I got my dust mask before all this craziness. Tim asks, hey, this isn't Sunday night. What's up, Bear, Mrs. Bear? We're just trying to be here to help all the poor people who are stuck at home and bored out of their gourd.
Yep. Sorry, I just
for us, this is situation normal, pretty much. We work from home. She's a domestic management consultant.
Domestic engineer.
Yes. And I'm a full-time YouTuber, and she helps out on the channel and stuff like that. And she manages the family, and the Labradog does what Labradogs do. And so, yeah, this is pretty much just a normal day for us. I mean, it's the same as a weekend or like during the summer when the Cubs are off or spring break or any other time. We don't really change much when this happens.
Yeah.
The kids were all excited about not having to go to school, so they're wanting to stay up until midnight every night because we don't have school tomorrow. I'm like, you still got class, you still got to do studying and stuff.
Yeah.
Donna Russ says, and Steve is in bed. Oh,
Yeah.
poor Steve. He's not working, is he? Is he? Are they? I guess Menards would be open. They would be considered essential.
And Daughter of Ra also said that on a totally random note, Ricky is in a big boy bed mode and getting a new toddler bed when it's delivered on Friday.
That's exciting.
That is super
I remember
exciting.
every time we transitioned one of our cubs to the toddler bed, you were so nervous with the last one. You're like,
Yes.
he's going to hurt himself. He's so small. And he's a freaking ninja.
He is like an ox and a ninja and all of it
He's
rolled
got
into one.
so much coordination just naturally. This past weekend, the neighborhood kid came by with his skateboard, and he's never really ridden a skateboard. And within an hour, he was out there doing ollies. And I'm like, really? You just picked that up like that? You freaking show off. And anyway.
He did also then proceed to run over his own finger. So he's a wonder genius at the same time.
At the same time.
But, we're learning about gravity and consequences.
Did we say goodnight to Mike Adams yet?
I don't know.
Anyways,
Good night.
Thanks for what you do and for the advice. 4 a.m. comes early. Good night, everyone. Good night, Mike. You sleep tight, and hope you wake up ready to hit the day. Bear One says one like for saving one Eleanor. How many Eleanors are there?
It depends on the
Depends
day.
on the day.
Will H says Sunday came early. Unfortunately, that means tomorrow is Monday again, right? That's right.
Elphys says, if you can't buy one in a store, time for private sales. And that's my thought. Honestly, I was sitting there pulling out this ammo. I've got a lot of it that I no longer have tools for. I got some 357 and some 38 and I think some 44 and what else? The 454 Casull, 30-06. So I was wondering if I could package all together and maybe get enough to pay for my
Next tool.
the next tool that I need. Solo says all the liberals are lined up at outdoor shops trying to get their PPE. Yes, they are. Client Graphics, stay safe and stay healthy. Bear One, apparently Costco had web developers not able to work from home and someone died from Corona and they changed that real fast and their Twitter went private because of it too. Ooh.
I know nothing about that.
I don't know anything about that, but hopefully that's not true. Hopefully they just made the right choice.
Have a good night, Blackbird.
Good night. And the old tech guy says, hey, we need a tool guy meetup after this virus thing. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do a meetup in Montana this summer.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to do
Everyone meet up by yourself in your own homes.
meetup in the park.
We all stay 12 feet away from each other. Hi.
We'll text each other.
Yeah.
We'll live stream.
Tim Brown says, would you please do a live stream every night? Lots of us would love to watch. I would love to do that. I don't know mentally I could do that.
Do what?
A live stream every single night. But maybe we'll try it and see what happens.
I would
guarantee
say,
every night.
yeah, I would say every night would probably be a lot. But I think that we're definitely committed to doing it more often, especially because things are so funky right now.
I think it's more likely I would do it during the day because the Cubs are studying and they're doing their online stuff. So if I did it during the day while people are stuck who were working from home or aren't working, that would probably be better because in the evening I really do want to spend more time with them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes. My goal was to do a video every day, and the days I don't do a videos, try and do a live stream. So we'll see how it plays out.
Homily 665. How is the house going? He says, hope all is well in the den. I would love to hear updates on how things are going with the house.
Did you read Mrs. Client Graphics where she said, hope you and your family are doing well?
Yes, I did.
Well, I just read it better. And Elkva says, it sounds like if you have a butcher's bandsaw and want a wood bandsaw, then you should sell to someone who needs a butcher saw and get a wood bandsaw. That's about right. It really is. There's just some features on a wood bandsaw that are you'll never see on a butcher's bandsaw, like a blade tensioner and some of the tracking stuff and the guidance things. Also, if it's a used one, you better clean that really well.
Daughter of Ra was saying that problem is if you do it at night, I can't watch. My job is on the phone. I totally understand. I had a job on the phone for many years from home. Yeah.
Justin Dow. What's ironic is that everyone bought all the TP and water from all the stores, and then in order to reduce retail sales, the government posts that coronavirus was found to be in toilet paper. I think that was a joke. I think.
Yeah. Client Graphics said, I just read it better. With a little laughing, crying emoji. I think he's supporting you.
Texas Not So Slim says, zombie distancing. Pole saws forever.
Yep. Oh, I think I just hit
Work
you.
Pro says, oh, we already read Work Pro. And let me see here. Am I caught up? I'm so close to being caught up.
You're
so close right
close. Do not jinx it. Mm-mm.
now. Mark B says, how are you both? I'm from New York. I love listening to you and watching your videos. People here are starting to get less crazy with the TP and at the food stores. Thank goodness. Tom P says, thanks for the great videos. I like watching your channel. I wish we can start something real American from all this and bring our jobs back. How do we do this and stop buying China? Well, at least with the medical supplies, that is something we can do and we should do. With major manufacturing, with industrial goods, we're lacking a significant employment level, as well as the middle level manufacturers, the people who build the stuff that supply the major manufacturers to build the goods. I actually did read in quite a bit as far as did a deep dive into this, and unless we're willing to spend the next 20 to 30 years rebuilding this infrastructure seriously, it's just not going to happen anytime soon. We can't just make a decision right now and say, okay, we're going to start doing this next year. It won't work. But for medical and stuff like that, it's a lot easier to do. You need a higher level of tech to do that, but we've got that. Tom P says, thanks for the great videos. I like watching your channel. Oh,
You
I
just read that.
Bear, did you hear that thing I recorded and said? Tech Gorilla said, no, I didn't. Wait, was that the one where you recorded my channel on the thing that you had kind of jimmied together? Because I thought I replied to you because that sounded really good. Yeah, because he recorded it, and apparently he and his wife were in the background talking while it was recording, and you couldn't hear any of that. You could just hear the live stream. It was amazing.
Cool.
Dada Russ says, on a total random note, oh, that's the one you read about
one.
Ricky.
Yep.
Tom P says, thanks again for the videos. By American, signing off. Tech Gorilla says, dragon, naturally speaking. That seems racist towards dragons. I'm sorry. Brian says, I'm legally blind. I'm not completely in the dark. That's an interesting way of putting it. Rust Belt Mechanic in the house. How's it going, Rusty? And sorry if I call you Rusty if that offends you, but just let me know. And people call me all sorts of things.
I sure do. Oh, you mean other people?
You mostly.
That's right.
Stuff I can't say here. Dr. Rollins says that Menards is still open. He is there at 6:30 a.m. 5 days a week.
Wow. Thank you, Steven.
And let's see here. Troy says, like the new mics, sorry, been crazy busy at work with no end in sight, and we haven't seen the show in a while. That's all right. Life happens. You know, if you're busy with work, at least you're working, right?
Sit up and puff your chest out.
Client Graphics says, my Harbor Freight just changed its hours of operation starting tomorrow. Also, cashiers were wearing nitrile gloves. Yeah, I went to Best Buy. I had to get a new memory card adapter. Mine died, and they were all wearing gloves and they were Lysoling all the work surfaces. And I'm like, the gloves, that doesn't help. You can't get the virus through your hands. And if you're wearing the gloves, you touch a surface that's contaminated, you touch your face, that's it.
You could hypothetically get it through your hands if you had a cut or something, but I
That's
see what
true.
you're saying.
Tech Girl says, are you guys using OBS? Currently, right now, I use OBS for most of the recordings. That's the one where I have a lot of other software I use, and it all brings it together through OBS. But then for this, we use Streamlabs OBS because it's built for streaming. Let's just do some other fun stuff with it. And let's see here. November Marrow says, good night, Bears. Lots to accomplish tomorrow. Jay Hu says, nice Wednesday night surprise. Peace, love, health, and peace out. And let's see here. Homily 65 says, hope all is well in the den. The Donna Russ says, my tool is at my parents. Won't be able to get it. Oh.
Yeah.
Carson's Exploring Channel, when will Bauer come out with the multi-charger? So I don't know. So here's the deal. My understanding is that production is still moving forward and ramping back up. So the stuff that they already have finished should be good. But they halted all travel to China. So if you extrapolate that based on just, what we know, kind of putting the pieces together we can't see, but we understand where they are from here, is that if they can't send people over there, that means they can't sign off on new product that were as far as the supply chain and how things are being produced, which means they can't give authorization to the manufacturer to start producing them for real. As such, I think there's going to be a significant delay on new products. I think we're going to see a 6 to 8 month delay for new products from Harbor Freight. Now, that's not to say that there's some stuff that hasn't already been authorized that's already in the production pipeline that we might see. But there's a very good chance that a lot of the stuff that we're expecting might not show up. And I'm really worried for the Hercules line, to be honest. The Troy says, can we just Skype? I hate Skype.
Hey, Carson's Exploring Channel.
I'm an Android user. I like Google Hangouts. Joe Smith says you can chat with us live on Discord. The Tech says, Mum's mix is nice tonight. She sounds good when she eats the mic. She's showing you up tonight. Ooh. She just sounds better than I do naturally. Tim Brown says, at least a live stream a day while we're all stuck at home. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be there for, I know a lot of you, especially the single. We got a lot of people who are older, who are single. And, and YouTube's one of the ways that they stay socialized and they reach out to, we think of you guys as friends and family. It's not just, names on a screen to us. And, we feel bad that a lot of you are stuck in your houses and we want to be there for you as best we can. As I said,
absolutely.
For me, working from home, this isn't really much of an impact. And I was talking to friends of ours going, I just wish I could do more for the community. And I thought, I can for my community by putting myself out there more. In fact, I'll be honest, the person who gave me the idea is James from over at Frickin' Review. So if you like reviews of As Seen on TV stuff, as well as other kind of odds, ends, and gadgets and stuff, James is a local YouTuber. He's a much bigger YouTuber than myself. And I think he's going on 500,000 subscribers right now. He does some great stuff over there over on Freaking Reviews. So go check him out. Tell him this, that you came over from Den Tools to say hi. And, he's going to be producing a lot more content also, he said, to help support the community.
Yeah.
We are worried about another friend of ours who is Vegas Low Roller because he does videos of slot machines, and they're all shut down.
For at least 30 days.
And this is his livelihood. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Yeah. So we got to reach out to him too. Joe Little with $1.99. I'm not entirely sure what your icon is. Thumbs up.
Looks like Charlie's Angels. I like
It does
it.
kind of, but there's only 2 of them.
Well, third one's taking a picture.
bing, 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 bing. I love you, baby. You said the third one's taking a picture.
Taking the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin Dow also said, from what I hear, unless you're type O blood type, you have a higher likelihood of having the coronavirus. I was sort of trying to read the article that was talking about that today, and I definitely am not as informed or read up on it. But that is also what I sort of took away from it.
So you're going to be fine. The rest of us are screwed. I'm going to
be
screwed.
fine. You're probably going to be, the rest of you are probably going to be more.
I'm AB positive because I'm special.
Yep.
Special.
I have been
So
telling people
special.
that for a
Special.
really long time. Yep. He's my husband. He's special.
That's right. That's right. We're going to do Dinner Tools karaoke. Yeah, that'll lose some subs right there. Just now asked if I had a chance to look closer at Chemo. Chemo did contact me. I talked to them about doing some stuff, and I don't know, that conversation just kind of died. Maybe I'm supposed to get back to him. I don't know.
Daughter of Ross says that she's removing the Bell's dinger. Daughter of Ross, I love you. I love you. She's going to fill it with Jell-O, and then she's going to remove it. Yeah.
Gary P commented about if there is even a SEMA, and that reminded me of the fact that I got notification that the National Hardware Show got canceled,
Yep.
and then I got notification it's been moved to September,
Oh, right. Yeah.
which
you
I
did tell
find
me
to
that.
be a very optimistic moving on their part. But
It's going to be warm.
SEMA isn't until November, so my hope is that by November things will still be going good. So. Yeah, it's hot in here in September. Todd Osterhouse asks, "Hey Jeff, how are you and your wife doing?" We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Justin Dow says the only reason there's no TP is because there is no beans on the shelf. Iron Buffett says, "I've never been more scared in my life. The only reason why I have isopropyl alcohol is because I kept a supply to take care of my skin to tape my yarmulke to my bald, expletive head." Well.
Okay, I am feeling incredibly special right now because I read that earlier and was like, Yakima? What? Yeah.
Did I pronounce it wrong?
No, you pronounced it correct.
No.
My brain could not read that word, which is hilarious because I know what a yarmulke is anyways. So, I'm feeling special now.
Tech Gorilla says, "You think TP is low? Check out the medical 420 dispensaries."
Yeah, I saw that none of them appeared to be open when we were out today.
Yeah, that would probably be non-essential. Can you
I don't know,
imagine
but
all
I
the-
think it's classified as medicine for some people.
That's
so
true. It would be.
Then it would be something that would remain open.
And the tech guy wants to know where the hoodie with the bear logo is today.
I was warm, and so I didn't put it on. I was bad. I'm sorry.
How many shirts you wearing?
1.
2.
This is not a shirt,
It's not?
No. but
Looks
thank
like
you.
a shirt. I can't delete my duplicate post. Nice.
Troy's SR71 says, breaking news. The CDC has just canceled the next 48 hours. So when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be Saturday morning.
Oh, I got
Excellent.
so much to do, though.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Rust Belt Mechanic says, "Yep, Rusty is all good. Thank you, sir. That's awesome." By the way, there's another gentleman here. You should go check out his channel. He's got some great content also. So go. In fact, speaking of SEMA, I believe he was at SEMA. So if you like the whole SEMA show thing, you can go over to his channel and check that out.
Poet0928 says that Kentucky Derby has been moved to September as well.
Horses cannot get coronavirus. What's the
But
point of that?
all of the people can.
Yeah, that's what the mojitos are for. Go on.
Taylor, $2 super chat. Ding, ding, ding from HWH Gaming. I think he's saying, I want bells. Daughter of Rock, cover your ears, honey. $2. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you. What?
Holy cow, like in my ear. All right. Let's see. I'll
What?
bite you. Let's see here. Bear one. How did all my footage on the Google Drive go? I've been so swamped with everything else. I've gone through some of it. I haven't gone through all of it. I'm really sorry. I need to do that. Ridge Runner says, come to think of it, my grocery stores have been selling out a lot, but no one is that desperate. The vegetarian options are still holding strong.
Yep.
Seth West says, I just got here. Did your local Harbor Freight shut down early over the weekend because of China flu? My local one did. Claimed corporate told them to deep clean. Interesting. If they have, they've already done that here because they're all open at this point. Tim Brown says, new mics sound fantastic. Ever over around Louisville, Kentucky, would love to do a meetup. I would love to go down to Louisville, even if the Derby isn't running. I
would love to go. It's beautiful. I had a great time there.
I haven't been there in 20 plus years. So we really want to do a trip around the country with the kids, showing them all the places that I've gone around and lived and stuff. But apparently it's not going to be this summer.
Yes, probably not this
Or
summer.
we could. We just can't get out of the car.
Yeah. Everybody look from the window. This is for Daughter of Ra. It's $2. Put the bell in the drawer and forget it's there. I'm not going to ring it. I'm just going to rub it. Bing, bitty, bing. Oh! Daughter of Ra, he did that. That was not me. I was just rubbing it and being quiet.
Colin Zofsky says, running low on beer, send help.
Yes. I don't even know where you are, honey. But someone get him a beer.
You know what I should do is I should make my book free to download. In case anybody... Why don't you read some chats real quick?
Alrighty then. Rusty said the exact same thing. It says, alrighty, all headed to bed. Have a great evening. Have a good night, Rusty. Sleep tight. Somebody was saying that they saw that the Kentucky Derby is being delayed. Any word from anyone watching the Indy 500? Is that being moved?
Oh, it's in May. End of May. It's got to go.
IBLB 562 says, I don't think you covered coffee filters in your toilet paper alternative video, did you?
No, I did not. There was a lot of other options out there we did not cover, but
yeah,
probably should have.
Well, the list goes on. You could add a million things. Tech Gorilla says that in PA that it's classified like a pharmacy. I think he means the dispensaries are classified as pharmacies. So Tech Gorilla says one must never sacrifice coffee filters. You can get discount versions of Hillary's and how do you say that last name? Moosche Mouchel's book for that. Nice. If you have food and drink, you'll have yourself a Florida bear to help tour guide in less traveled areas because there's so much more here than just tourist districts. That was from Bear One. Poet 0928 says, if you do make it to Louisville sometime, I would like to meet up too. I live just across the river in Indiana. Shut up, Moto. Ghost Police Paranormal Investigators says, how are you doing? We're good. I am hoping that there are not any ghosts here.
No, he's Ghost Police. He's a police officer.
But he's investigating the paranormal.
Well, you're not going to have a regular officer investigate the paranormal. You have to have a paranormal officer investigate the paranormal. It
Honey,
just makes sense.
This is the part where you just stay on your side of the
raised
screen.
in a barn? I mean,
I
seriously.
was. Really. I was. Colin says, in Chicago, being a firefighter / paramedic means I still have to work as we are critical personnel. Have not had time to stock up. Colin, I am so sorry, honey, that you have not had time to stock up. Hopefully, the firehouse has supplies. We did see at the Costco the last time that we stopped by, there were firemen there, and we were hoping that they were just parking conveniently in the front and shopping. So thank you again for your service.
So just to let you know, over on the shop for Denatools, denatools.com, /shop. I've got both of the ebook versions, not the paperback, the actual ebooks. I guess the virtual ebooks of my book, 2 books, the Home Distillers Workbook and the Home Distillers Workbook to make Guide to Making Beer. So for those of you, if they shut down that kind of stuff in your area, now remember that in the United States, it's technically illegal to distill, but usually it's legal to brew beer. Brewing beer is, if you don't leave out the hops, the first step into making a good bourbon or shine. So should you need those skills or how to build a still and stuff like that, we talk about some of that stuff as well, where you can get that information now for free to help keep you entertained during this time of seclusion. So anyway, just to help you all out. Tech Gorilla says, email on the way. Ed, the old tech guy, says, hey, Joe Smith and friends should have all the tool guys in an interview as a group. I think it would be a hoot.
That would be cool.
We'd do a roundtable kind of thing. That would be fun. Donna Ross says, I'm removing the Bell's Dinger.
Yes, we already covered that.
I told Steve I was going to make a cloth to wrap it, knit a little muffler for it.
Yep. Tech Gorilla was saying it's Michelle Obama. So that
Rust Belt
makes
Mechanics says, as of so far, the Milwaukee NPS is still on from what I hear. That's flipping ridiculous. Everything else is closed. If they still have that, they're going to catch hell for that. Troy SR71 says, breaking news, CDC is just, we canceled next 40 hours.
Hey,
apparently we went back in time and did it again.
Yeah. Daughter of Ross says, Bear, it says to contact you to purchase.
What?
So whatever you just added. We might need to do something, fix something after the what is this? The live stream. So we will check into that.
Yeah, I'll have to. It apparently didn't like me setting it to 0.
Yes. Sydney saying that the Indy 500 has canceled all races until the end of May. Mark Temple says, same here, right over the river in Corydon. I knew that. I was testing you, obviously.
You know what the nice thing about going to Indiana is?
What?
Cheap RVs.
Yes, that is true.
Is Tom Raper still there? You can go to Tom Raper and get an RV.
Honey. Creepy.
That's his name.
I know. I would change it.
I won a television there one time.
Actually, I think somebody else won it. Burl Clinton says, how long do you think COVID-19 could last?
Forever.
I mean, I think it'll be around. I think it's been around. We're just testing
this strain,
more.
I think, is new.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of these things that crops up every year. I think we have to deal with this for a long, long time. I think that once summer comes around, it's going to help with squishing things out. I think that it will be an issue until midsummer, and then we'll be dealing with stamping out pockets of COVID resistance here and there. The real problem is going to be then next year how they keep it from escalating to this point, and then the economic impact from everything else. So, what could be a good thing from it, and it's painful to think about it because big change like this is always painful at first, which is that we could be moving to a work from home much faster. This could be the stimulus. I mean, we've been ever so slowly moving to if you don't have to be in the office, work from home thing. This is the point where where companies are going to realize, hey, we can do this. You know, we have the capability and we've got it running, and it's honestly, it's cheaper because they need less office space. When they do that, they can have smaller buildings. They can have smaller staff in those buildings. Often they can pay people less because they're working from home. You'd be amazed. I started working remotely many years ago when I still had a full-time job. And I was stunned how much money we saved by me not having to go to work every day. Between gas and
the business saves money.
Yeah, and eating out and all the stuff that goes along with it. We were saving a good chunk of change. The poet says, we didn't talk about that. Ghost Police says, how you doing? Colin says, I'm in Chicago. Be a firefighter. We're critical, personal. Not had time to stock up. Ooh.
Didiz says, Joe Smith interview Mrs. DeBear.
Oh, that's right. I have to apologize. He asked me if you would be interested in doing an interview.
I don't think anyone wants to hear. I don't know what I would bring to the table. I
Your
would bring
life
me.
experience. And you would help out his channel.
Absolutely. I would totally do that.
That's a sport.
Yep.
Hey, Jennifer White Wolf in the house. It's a party now. Um,
The ghost police paranormal investigator, guys, is not a police officer, just a paranormal investigator.
so are you also then not a ghost? Because if so, my dreams are dashed.
Christina Marie, Tim Happy has eggs.
Donna Ross says, I presume we don't have a 9 p.m. time tonight. I was actually planning to cut it off around 9. I wasn't planning to do a full 3 hours. Why?
It's a little after 9.
Plans change, lady.
I know. I'm here.
You're usually the one who makes that happen.
That's probably true.
Anyway, let's see here. Look at it. I'm all caught up. How you like me now?
What?
Bear One says, I mean, Mrs. DeBear, I'm even considering going on once I get a few things lined up. There you go.
See, I think that that's great. And I'm always interested in watching other people. I think I just get, I just am concerned at what would I bring, but I bring me. And I don't have to study for it or anything.
Hey, you know what else? We could talk about is talking about the, being part of a budding YouTube channel and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because as lots of people, and I think more and more people, more and more states are going to do this whole non-essential shutdown thing, that sorry, I just read Smoking Reptiles. Bad time to do a reptile education? Probably a great time to do it, actually. People
I would
stuck
do
at
it
home
online. Yeah,
watching
that would
it,
be
yeah.
great.
Or unless you're trying to educate reptiles, in which case that's probably always a bad time because they're not really into that sort of thing.
Well,
They
they
get all
just they
bitey
don't
and
have
stuff.
computers.
They can't type. Well, the snakes can't, that's for sure. Well, hunt and peck one that tail. I try and flick it with their tongue. That's just annoying, and it tastes funny. Anyway,
Oh my
where was
gosh.
I?
The snakes taste funny. You're tasting the snakes now.
Tastes like chicken. The
Oh my goodness, it's
completely
late. Sorry.
lost where I am.
You were talking about how people shifting to working from home.
Oh, shifting work home. YouTube. If you've been thinking about starting a YouTube thing here. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman today. We have a water leak in the garage here. In
Somewhere.
the shop. And, we know where it is. It's up over there. And because it's a rental, I'm hands off. I can't really... Our last landlady was all about having me do stuff around that, and I was more than willing to do most of it.
Yep.
When it comes to getting on a roof and dealing with the Spanish tile, I know nothing about dealing with Spanish tile, and I am not the most delicate bear to be walking across a large a roof expanse covered in the stuff. I would probably cause more harm than good. So she's had somebody come out who turned out to be a handyman. And I'm like... He was like, I can't do anything for you. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why she called a handyman. I told her to call a roofer. And anyway, he and I were talking, and he saw my whole setup here. And he was like, this is really cool. And I explained to him what I did. And then I said, you should start doing this. Because even if you don't plan to make it a full-time career, even if you're just doing it for funsies, if you do end up making some money, an extra $500, $1,000 a month doing something you probably are already doing anyway. Now you're just filming it and throwing it up online. Why not do it? And now's a great time to learn. You're stuck at home, got some time off, got plenty of time on your hand. You know what they say about idle hands and all that. Mm-hmm. Put them to work, make some money. I mean, who knows? Maybe you can become a full-time YouTuber and the next time the virus du jour hits, it won't really affect you either.
Yeah. That's really great advice.
And if you have a channel and you have live streams and your name's Daughter Raw, you don't have to have a bell. We'll bring her on.
That's right. Ed, the old tech guy, $2. Thank you so much. And I like your little smiley face emoji. So, Daughter of Raw, just close your ears just one more time. Just work with us. Bing, 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 bing.
Where's my ear pro?
I don't know. Children. That's going to be my answer.
Children ran
Children.
off of it.
Zaffiel told me to watch out for Joe Smith and the Friends Network and his ambush interview tactics.
Burl Clinton asked, explain how you make money like a boss. No, I know. I'm an ass. I got to say stuff like that. It's a genetic disorder.
It
and
really
I cannot be held accountable
really
for any of the
is.
words that come out of my mouth.
It really is. I cannot stress that enough. It's a genetic problem.
And anyway, so when you the basic way you do it is once you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in 1 year, you become monetized. And then when people watch your videos, they get an ad. For every ad they see, and for the more of the ad they watch, rather than skipping it, you get paid a small trickle of change. You get a lot of people watching it, you can make a lot of money. I know people personally who make was about $20,000 to $25,000 a month, and we're nowhere near that level.
Nope.
Would love to be. I mean, which one of us wouldn't? But and I'm not even close to the level of when I was a professional making working a regular job. But because we stay at home, I don't have to commute. I don't have to go to an office. She is a couponing goddess. If you can, here's the other thing. If you can reduce how much you have to spend,
Yeah.
big brain moment, that's the same as making more money.
Like when I go to the store, rather than paying with dollars, I pay with paper and a little bit of dollars. It's like
No, you've gone to the store and paid with just paper.
I have gone to the store. And
There's
paid
been
with just
situations.
paper.
We'll never forget the razor blade. There was a
Yeah.
thing where if you bought a pack of razor blades, there was a coupon in it, and you pull that coupon out, and the razor blades cost $2, and the coupon was for $3. So you basically got $1 for every pack of razor blades. I mean, if you picked up a pack of razor blades and put them on the thing, they gave you $1. This is a real thing. And we're sitting there in line, and the woman behind me is like preening over me because she's taking forever with all these coupons, and she's getting snotty about it. And the cashier hits the button, and he's like, okay, it looks like I owe you $7.35. And this woman lost her mind, climbed over me to get to her to ask her, also went straight from, I hate you, you're making everyone wait, to, can you teach me how to do that?
Yeah, because we were getting razor blades, but then I also had bought things like milk and basic things that most of the overage had paid for.
You're buying razor blades to pay for everything else.
Yeah. We did everyone had razor blades for like years.
We sold them at garage sales.
We sold, yes, and then we made
In
more
bulk.
money. Yep. So that was kind of crazy.
So yeah, it's, working from home, saving money, couponing, spending less, finding ways to add value. And the other thing, so I'm a self-published author. The 2 books I have there, they're also published on Amazon. I make money every month. It's one of those situations. I often say there's no such thing as not residual, but what do they call that? Where you just make money and you don't do any work.
Oh,
I pre-did all the work. There's a lot of work going into publishing those books and getting them done and getting them promoted and stuff.
Passive.
But passive income.
Passive income.
But we do. We make a decent income from that. We have some other sources of incomes. I used to do drone work here and there, but these days I'm so busy with YouTube and whatnot. I've actually say no to all the drone jobs. I just pass on them because I don't have time.
Yeah.
Jennifer White Wolf wants to know where the Labradog is tonight.
She's probably napping under the table. Not this table. This is your desk. Table's inside.
And Donna Ross says she's going to melt the bell. With her flamethrower, probably.
She would have to come here from Michigan.
Tech Gorilla says he was monetized before they changed the rules. Why, yes, I am bitter.
Tech Gorilla,
I'm
I
sorry.
totally understand, honey. That is so frustrating.
And I was monetized before they changed the rules as well. And I was still monetized after. I was one of the lucky ones who got in while the getting was good. To be honest, though, and I know for Tech Gorilla, it's probably frustrating, but the reality is, if you can't meet the requirements of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours a year, you probably weren't making more than a couple bucks a month anyway. My first year on YouTube was, started off with like $1.50 here and then $5 and slowly worked its way up. It was like when I started selling books on Amazon, My first 3 months, I didn't make any money. And then I got a check for, I think it was $3 from Amazon. And I was like, why do I have a check from Amazon? And then it became, like $15 to $20. And once a month I would go out to lunch with my Amazon lunch money. And then when it broke $100 a month, she took it from me. Said, no, this is family money now.
Well, let's be honest. It would have gone to all kinds of shiny things.
It would have gone to shiny things, my shiny things.
What about my shiny thing
You
needs?
get all the shiny things you want.
I do.
Elvis says the difference between earning and not spending is that there's no limit to how much you can earn. You can only reduce expenses so much. That is true. That is true. But also technically there is a limit to how much you can earn. We just don't know what that limit is. Michael Walensky says, if you get to go to Kentucky, allow time to do the bourbon tour.
Tech Gorilla says that he just got done with a bout of shingles, the nerve pain. Whoa.
Yeah. My bourbon tour in northern Kentucky is going and meeting up with my old friends and going to the farms and getting the shine. But No Stick says, nice bonus stream. Thank you, sir. Donna Ross says her flamethrower can reach.
Oh, snap.
And the ticket since I lost all money in the stock market, YouTube is my retirement strategy. There you go.
That's right.
And Johnny says, are you ready for the Woo Flu? I was at Valley as they were taping off areas for wards. I have no doubt. Techrilla, my point is that I did earn before the rules changed. That immediately cut off my access. I don't know why they didn't grandfather that. They grandfathered all the other stuff in. That was kind of lame that they did that. Burles, as do they kick you off if it's too low? They did. I don't think they do it now. Like if you qualify and then it drops, I don't think you get kicked off as far as monetization. But when they raised the bar, they did. Anybody who didn't meet the new requirements lost. And that's not the way typically businesses do that sort of thing. And I thought, but the reason they were doing it is there were a lot of companies out there that were spamming channels. Rather than have one channel that made a whole bunch of money, they'd have these computer systems that would just auto make channels and get monetized. And they just spam out these videos and they'd be making millions of dollars with literally hundreds of thousands of channels, and they had to kill them off somehow. It sucks, but I understand why they did it.
We have 197 people watching and 201 likes.
That's awesome. I don't know if we've
you.
ever had more likes than concurrent views.
I'd
love to see that.
It's been going up and down.
Anyway, it is 9:23. We got to go spend some time with the Cubs.
Yeah.
Anyway, Techreless, are you chomping the like button? Really?
I remembered. I
Did
did. Normally it's because Daughter of Ra reminds everyone early, or somebody. Usually it's Daughter of Ra, but I try to remember to do it early because otherwise I forget.
David Grover apparently has been hanging out with Mr. Doughboy because he comments, need work? You can make a lot of money in counterfeiting.
Nice.
Get it?
Nice. Do not follow his advice unless you like spending time in jail.
A cot to sleep on and 3 squares a day. Jennifer says, I have to go do some work. Stuff to solder. Nobody else to do it. Hey, and on your way out the door, don't forget to adopt a mod. That is, pick one of the people with a blue wrench behind their name and go check out their channel and throw a like up on one of their videos. Maybe even consider subscribing because they're the mods who help keep the channel family friendly, answer questions that we can't get to, remind people to put in data tools so they get their questions answered, and in general, just keep the place a happy place. They clean up under the the desks. They do take out the trash, all that lovely stuff, and allow us to spend more time talking with you. Anyway, this was our first unscheduled coming to you live from Radio Free Vegas, broadcasting from the hot zone in quarantine. I don't know if I can add anything else into that. Anyway, we're going to hope to do more of these. Don't know what the actual schedule is going to be, but tomorrow morning, 6:30 Pacific, that's 9:30 a.m. is when the New York Stock Exchange rings, and I'm going to try to be doing live so you can see how I lose money on the stock market. Hopefully not. Anyway, you all take care. God bless, and as always, shine on.